Oh boy, it's getting late. 11:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Boom! All right. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's and perhaps this morning's fantastic dinosaur action, because many of you may be sleeping at this time. As it usually is, explore dinosaurs on Arena, my favorite way to play them. Stampede Dinosaurs. Hopefully everybody had a good week, as good as you possibly could, and it's going to be some good matches here. Maybe like 3 or 4, but lovely stuff as usual. Quite excited. Revenge. It's all about revenge, and Regisaur Alpha, I simply hadn't used its art for a thumbnail in a long time, and it is just classic, perfect, and it goes along with the haste, the revenge, getting to attack opponents. Surrak and Goreclaw, to that effect, boom, that's going to get me revenge, that's going to get me wins where I wasn't getting them otherwise. I've lost a couple times this evening, tried to spam as many matches as possible because I couldn't attack with everybody, and sometimes I got to admit the Fierce Empath, which I've been using quite a bit, I don't really want a ton of them. I get to a point where I can play Fierce Empath or a big dino, and then Fierce Empath is continually held off of being played if it's put onto the battlefield with Ghalta. That could be nice. Fierce Empath grabbing the Vaultborn Tyrant, Tyrranax Rex, whatever makes the most sense. I don't get to put it onto the battlefield that turn because Ghalta's ability has already resolved, but I do have something nice and big, perhaps if the opponent sweeps, but they wouldn't be able to sweep if Fierce Empath or most of them were just naturally Surrak and Goreclaw or something else that gave haste. So I think for now, maybe keep it at 1 copy, possibly 2 of Fierce Empath, because I definitely want to be seeing Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant a little bit more. Is 4 copies of Fierce Empath maybe too much? You know, that could be a very real possibility. But possibly, if you have any questions, as always, the link in the description to the primer, 2 hours, the list, as always. Oh my goodness, very, very exciting stuff. Pugnacious Hammer Skull. Felt like dusting it off, bringing it in for all the aggro that I seem to be facing, and it does honestly seem to be still quite a bit. Kind of early-ish in the season as well, but those aggro decks still floating around. So Pugnacious, boom, brought in Trim Tyrranax Rex, 4 copies of that. Got something cheaper, bigger, and at least a little bit scary for those aggro opponents, and Leyline of Sanctity as well. I want to bring the pain to any sort of discard deck. Hopefully, I want revenge against Mono Black Waste Not, which some of you guys may have seen that match last night. It wasn't a great nightcap, that's for sure. Great for the opponent, but it was a very good case to see how bad it could go. Keeping a hand with mostly lands, and then they play the Bandit's Talent. I'm forced to discard 2 lands because I don't have any non-land. Oh, pain and suffering, which the opponent might be feeling with this. As long as we get to go off with Sylvan Scrying, they don't have a Thoughtseize. Okay, Forest. Good old mono green Devotion to begin. It does seem a little bit laggy there though, which makes me a little bit worried. It's odd. Maybe I have to update my graphics card or something like that. Grab a forest though. Castle Garenbrig is going to be played next turn. Archdruid is going to grab and put the second Sunken on the battlefield. Oh, we have another Dinosaurs player. I don't believe I've ever faced Motori before, but I think this should do the trick. I'm quite excited about this. Able to make 7 on turn 4. This is pretty sweet. No one stranger. How's it going? Hopefully all is well. Hey, I'm always happy to answer it, but it seems to be pretty good. Certainly nice that I don't have to worry about Amalia. I gotta say, oh man, I think this might do it. Who would have guessed a dinosaur mirror match to begin the night? This isn't Stampede Dinos, I can tell you that much, but it's just very neat. It's happened a few times recently. Some of you guys who are in the Discord, which is pretty sweet. I mean, I could just grab Ghalta next turn. I think we just go T-Rex. That's going to do the trick. Keep up the pressure. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what rises to prominence, I guess. Azorius Control, maybe. I kind of hope it's Azorius Control and decks that are perhaps a little bit slower. Tyrranax Rex and Carnage Tyrant naturally very scary for that. But the opponent is dead with Tyrranax Rex killing him. Big time. That's what it's all about. But we'll see. Again, this is the more aggressive version of Dinosaurs that the opponent is playing. And they could catch us game 2. I know. Tell your friends or anybody. Say, I know a guy who plays Dinosaurs, and he is super excited whenever Azorius Control shows up. They're not going to believe you, and they might even still not believe you when you say you have Tyrranax Rex and Carnage Tyrant. That is a pretty good case. Usually, it's a pretty easy sell when somebody looks at the list, but still, yeah, they'll clue in. They only have to face it once or twice, or maybe some of you guys show the good examples of how this can beat them up. How are we going to beat this opponent up? How will we continue to do so? I like Tyrranax Rex. I like Carnage Tyrant, but again, this is the faster variation of Dino, so I say we bring in Pugnacious Hammerskull, the cheaper, bigger Dino body, and hopefully they don't go too fast. Popping off with Llanowar Elves or Elvish Mystic, maybe a turn 2 Domri, Anarch of Bolas, could be rough. Turn 3 Regisaur Alpha, that would not be ideal. Oh boy. It is a lovely hand though. If we see Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, the opponent likely is dead. I mean, we'll play Stomping Ground turn 3, grab a castle with Archdruids. Exciting times for sure. Oh, we got the Belligerent Yearling. Okay. That's good. That's good. I imagine they might be playing Pugnacious Hammerskull coming up. Somebody big. Belligerent Yearling temporarily is probably getting to about 6 or so power. They still could play a land for the turn, still able to make 3 for that Pugnacious. Okay, so, well, that's good. That's, oh, I got my own. I mean, I kind of want to play my own Pugnacious Hammerskull with Palani's Hatcher next turn. Belligerent Yearling is only getting to 5 power because Palani's has 5 power, and Pugnacious could be a pretty darn good deterrent. But I also want Castle Garenbrig. You know what, we're going to go Commercial District. It always, oh, well, I don't need a Sunken. Commercial always enters tapped. I'm going to take the pain, take the sting, and hope it's not too painful, but taking the shock from Stomping Ground, we really could be seeing how, well, it would have stopped Belligerent Yearling from attacking. So it's nice to sort of evaluate how things would have gone a little differently. I have to imagine they wouldn't have attacked with, well, anybody. Oh, okay, well, no, that's, yes, please. Okay. Well, they would kill me next turn. Oh, that's rough. Five, 9. Yeah, they got me next turn. I have to imagine. Oh, a little bit too slow, unfortunately. Ghalta, 1 turn. Okay, yeah, no. The good old OG Ghalta Primal Hunger tends to do the trick. 2 for a 12-12 trample. It is hard to beat. painful stuff. It's also kind of making me think of Hornet Queen. There is less trample from this opponent's dinosaur deck. Pugnacious, Palani's Hatcher, the dinosaur token made by Palani's Hatcher as well. Yeah, okay. Go big, go home. Carnage Tyrant time? I say it's Carnage Tyrant time. Mostly because I might be doing something on turn 3. I would rather Carnage Tyrant on turn 4 than one Pugnacious on turn 4. That could be a very real possibility. Pugnacious switched out Carnage Tyrant for game 2 there, but oh yeah, okay. I gotta try that out. Sunken in a Stomping Ground plus Archdruids. We only need one more land and things are going to be looking lovely. Sylvan Scrying as well, so there's a decent enough chance for me to risk it, I think. Okay, it's getting a little bit sketchy here. Oh boy. Yep, oh, I talked about Pugnacious Hammerskull a little bit too much. Clifftop could grab Castle Garenbrig, but also it could not. Archdruids 100% is going to do so. Okay, they only have 4. Rampaging Raptor, Skullspore Nexus, that is good. Doubling Pugnacious is okay, that's good. They can't double Pugnacious Hammerskull's power. I like that quite a bit. I did forget to grab Castle Garenbrig. I was so excited. I thought they were going to attack. That was not the case. Okay, well, we'll play Stomping Ground. A wee oopsie there. Not too bad. Oh, I try to be kind as much as possible, unless I'm facing Mono Black Waste Nod or some sort of mill, for sure. But yeah, let's say I was just being kind to the other Dino player. I could have used Archdruids, but I wanted to give him a chance. I definitely 100%. I certainly didn't forget to use Archdruids and click through the phases of the turns. Well, I'm not doing it now. But if we do draw a land that enters untapped, they are going to be dead.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me!
Well, I did get a land. It doesn't enter untapped. Palani's Hatcher is what it has to be. 2 things? No. Palani's Hatcher, alright. 3 bodies in 1. Very good, as long as stuff doesn't have trample. Pugnacious Hammerskull going to be chumped. Palani's Hatcher, chumped. We'll see. Can we survive? As long as they don't play Ghalta Primal Hunger for 2. That certainly would do it. Huh. Okay, that could be it. Trampant Chomp tends to do the trick. Okay. There we go. Who would have guessed the Dino mirror match to begin? Maybe it's going to be again. That would be interesting. Another Dino mirror match. Twice in a row. I would have to say something is up with the algorithm. I don't actually believe that's the case, but it is kind of interesting to see some of the wacky matchups in a row. Or just overall in a batch of matches. But yeah, good on the Dino player. Doing the good powerful Dino stuff. Oh, it is. I have such a fun time seeing other people use it. Hopefully more people continue to use it, but again, maybe it's because not a lot of people are playing Explorer, and then perhaps because I'm playing Explorer and making content for it, people see it and they think, hey, I know when this Arfie or Tarzan is playing and I'm going to fire it up, something like that, and It is just cool to face other ones. Always going to be cool. I don't imagine this opponent is... no, Ghalta the Wellspring tends to not be that. Well, that's definitely better. 2 lands from none. I'll take it. Regisaur Alpha to the bottom again. 2 bodies in 1 versus Palani's Hatcher. 3 bodies in 1. Okay. Oh well, we got the food deck. I actually think I've faced the food deck, Jund food or Golgari food with Ygra, who eats all, the cat combo. I think it's been 3, maybe 4 times today, which is pretty crazy stuff. The lands, though, perfect-ish. We didn't have 3 for Archdruids, but we're going to be getting Castle Garenbrig next turn. Ooh. I mean, I am tempted to go with Clifftop, but we're putting a stop here as well. We're getting Castle. At the very least, able to play Vaultborn, but if we see Ghalta, we'll play Clifftop. Lock in 8 mana. Oh, look. Oh, boy. It's lovely stuff when the opponent gets rid of Claim the Firstborn. It is nice to use a deck that doesn't have a whole lot of early creatures. Yeah. I think Ygra, the sort of cat food sacrifice combo deck, it is going to get even more refined, and it's going to get better, scarier. It is going to stick around. I guess that's what I'm getting to. Ooh, the level 3 Scavenger's Talent. That could be somewhat problematic. At least they don't have any creatures. Okay. Tyrranax Rex, maybe that's all we need. But again, we'll see what we draw. If it is Ghalta, we play Clifftop to get the 8. And you know the drill. Oh boy. Could they kill us next turn? It's hard to say. This particular deck can do a lot of scary stuff pretty darn quick. Yeah, I say we just go with T-Rex. They have nothing. We fully connect. It is quite nice indeed. Just try and smack them as best as possible. I imagine they are going to gain a little bit of life here and there. They might go to 9 or something like that. But Tyrranax Rex, putting them in a pretty tough spot. They can play Ygra right now, but they don't have a whole lot of food to make it work. Which is good. Excuse me. Okay. Unlucky Witness, perfectly fine. Hopefully. Milling to get some Cauldron Familiars into the graveyard. We do see the first Ygra. Ygra. I like calling it Ygra. Switching the G and the R. I don't know. For whatever reason, that's just how my mind saw it at first, and that's how it's staying. Although Scavenger's Talent, I believe it brings Ygra back from the graveyard. Yeah, at the beginning of their end step, sacrifice 3 non-land permanents. Okay. Probably the food and 2 treasures. You have to be at least a little bit worried here. Looking for those cats. Oh, okay. They got 1 cat in the graveyard. We have to be scared here. Quite scared indeed. Trying to mill to get a... Oh, they won. Okay. Yeah. That's how it goes. They got the combo. They milled, got 2 Cauldron Familiars, and poof. There goes our chances. Dead on the spot, unfortunately. Cycling the cats back and forth, and well, not much you can do. Other than Pithing Needle, at least. Pithing Needle, if we name Cauldron Familiar, the cat can't do anything. It has an activated ability of sacrificing a food and bringing it back. Doesn't happen. If we name Scavenger's Talent, they can't level it up, which is also very, very nice. A lot of very nice things. Oh, Nichols. Okay. Okay. I think they might ban the cat. Huh. I think Ygra 100% is going to stay. It's not as problematic without the Cauldron Familiar. That's for sure. That. How consistent is it? It's hard to say because I don't see it all the time, but I have to imagine it's just going to get even more consistent. 100%. It was only a matter of time before the Cauldron Familiar got painfully powerful until something broke it. Something like that, and this certainly seems to have broken it. But again, Pithing Needle, we'll name the cat. If we've already named the cat, we'll name Scavenger's Talent, and I actually was pleasantly surprised with Pithing Needle. A couple nights ago, I used it, and this particular deck, they couldn't really do their thing. The cat just would never come back. They do have Beseiju and a couple ways to destroy my Pithing Needle, but for the most part, I would imagine Pithing Needle is safe, and that is a safe keep because it is a basically perfect hand. We just have to hope no Thoughtseize. Okay. Again, for the most part, this deck seems to focus on whatever they're doing. We focus on our stuff. And now all of a sudden, I really didn't want to see that forest. I'm flooded. Oh, I jinxed myself. I talked about the flood a little bit too much. However, this is very good. A lovely thing to have a land that surveils. Commercial district is what I'm getting at. It's a forest type land. Sylvan Scrying can only ever be a land, so my land for the turn might as well be something that sees what's on top. If I don't need it, as I don't need the Stomping Ground, boom, I get one turn closer for something I would have already done, is playing that land. Makes Sylvan Scrying hurt a little bit less. Okay, now they have to kill us next turn. I don't expect they're going to be doing that. Just a guess. Yeah. Vaultborn Tyrant. Health. Life. Drawing cards. That's where it's at. Oh boy. It does look like it's Rakdos. A little bit of green because perhaps sometimes they want to cast Ygra for its actual cost. It is a bit scary though. 2 damage, that's fine. They're dead. If we draw any other big creature, they're definitely dead. But even with 20 lands, sometimes that's... Oh, well, Clifftop Lookout, of course, completely unnecessary at that point. But what can you do? Nothing much. Except mostly kill him. Yeah, that's good. They can sacrifice one thing. Oh, I like a Vaultborn Tyrant on top. There we go. Revenge. Revenge. Of course, I didn't even need the Pithing Needle. It is interesting. Well, I find it quite interesting. I bring in a sideboard card and I just do the regular thing, which is so deadly and overpowering. Oftentimes, at least often enough, I don't need that sideboard hate. If I just execute on what I'm already doing a little bit better or in a little bit of a different way, I don't have to care about shutting down the opponent because I'm just going to shut them down completely the best way possible by taking them to 0 or less. But some things are, pretty problematic for sure. Someday, some night, I should just trim the sideboard to go into best of 3 with no sideboard and watch it just randomly be a night where I have a perfect streak, win 5 or 6 in a row. Be kind of funny. Would be funny if I sent that hand to the bottom though. 2 lands, Archdruids and Clifftop, 2 things that cost 3, and there we go. There was 3 chances to see the 3rd land or to see Sylvan Scrying, which would have grabbed my 3rd land, so a very easy keep for me. Kind of want to get rid of Scavenger's Talent. A touch of enchantment and artifact hate, I gotta say, would be quite nice. Sylvan Scrying we don't need. Castle Garenbrig plus Archdruids, putting the Sunken out. That's going to be the play. Vaultborn or Tyrranax Rex would be nice as well. Sometime. I mean, I hope they don't besiege you the castle. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, that's good. Not too bad. They still haven't leveled up either Scavenger's Talent, so I think we've got a decent bit of time. Maybe they'll do both here. Okay. Looks to be the case. Ooh, the first cat, not fun. Oh boy. I don't like that. Okay, no Mayhem Devil. That is pretty positive for our chances. Alright. Yeah, I'm not making that mistake again. Getting sunken. Boom. Eventually. Can make 7. Could play T-Rex or Vaultborn. Well, that's not that. Do I want Clifftop Lookout? I don't have Ghalta. If I had Ghalta, 100% Clifftop to get the next land, and no, I'm able to make 8. Does Carnage Tyrant sound nice? They don't have Mayhem Devil. If they did, I wouldn't play Palani's Hatcher. But I say we get Palani's down, a bunch of bodies, get a wee bit of aggression. We won't attack with the Dinosaur because it would be super chumped by the Cauldron Familiar. I'll show what happens, but damage doesn't go on through. Unfortunately, it would if that Dinosaur token had Trample, which with Regisaur Alpha, it does. So Regisaur could have been maybe a little bit better, but Palani's just getting those eggs cracked. I like that. Spend that mana. Do it. Might actually try and take out that one Scavenger's Talent that is now at 3. They have nothing scary to bring back from the graveyard, so I'm not worried about the potential of your... Oh, well, okay. Oh, no. Oh, you got... Okay, so they won. Again. They won again. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay. Well, that's how she goes. Nuts.
Dang!
Oh, it's good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Oh, knowing Stranger, it absolutely is. It wins on the spot. I could have done a better job maybe explaining it for people that aren't familiar. Basically, the cats themselves are foods, so one cat is sacrificed to the one in the graveyard, and they keep switching places. They drain you for 1, and the opponent gains 1 life. They don't even need the milling from Scavenger's Talent, but whenever a creature or something is sacrificed, target player mills 2 cards. They could completely mill us out and make us lose life. Whichever happens first, that is the way we would die. And there's not a whole lot you can do. Other than Pithing Needle, like I mentioned, if you name Cauldron Familiar, it can't use its ability to sacrifice a food, and I've gotten some wins against that deck before with that method. And again, Pithing Needle is just such a fantastic all-around option. This hand, though, just Well, I got that much better with Castle Garenbrig there. If we see a Ghalta, I would be feeling quite fantastic. Now, what is this? If it is mono red aggro of some kind, I'm quite happy about this, because they didn't play any super early creatures, nothing for 1 or 2. That's good for our chances. Yeah. Next turn, play T-Rex, and I think we should be in a pretty good position. Bone Crusher, that's fine by me. Hit for 2. No problem, no problem. We're going to be able to make 8 eventually, so Ghalta. We want Ghalta. Watch me get Surrak and Goreclaw. Kicking myself because that Surrak and Goreclaw would have been Fierce Empath if I kept things the same. Yeah, but definitely a couple more chances, a couple more ways to see Ghalta. Whether that is Fierce Empath or a sorcery that could search for a specific creature, put it into your hand, or even on the top of your library would be still pretty decent. Get to the biggest and the best thing that oftentimes you know is going to kill the opponent. It does seem like this might be mono red or chromatic red, as they sometimes call it. With Cascading Cataracts, they have the name escapes me. It's on the tip of my tongue. Cleansing Wildfire. 1 in a red sorcery, they can destroy land. The opponent chooses to destroy their own land, but it is an indestructible. So they get a search. Okay, well, that tends to do it. You know what? We're going to go Stomping Ground. Get that Clifftop. I'm still left with 3. Archdruid is going to search for Ghalta, and we'll lock things up like that. I have to imagine we're safe. Probably. Hopefully. We'll see. But yeah. Some sort of chromatic black. They have a decent bit of land destruction. Lands themselves with Field of Ruin and Demolition Field, and Krenko's Buzz Crusher, an artifact, Thopter, 2 and 2 red. When it enters, you destroy an opponent's land. You can destroy your own too, I think. And they also choose to destroy one of their indestructible lands, either Darksteel Citadel or the Cascading Cataracts. I suspect that's what it is. It's odd seeing this mixture, though. It's probably about a week or two, probably 2 weeks ago when I faced that particular deck. Interesting. Okay, Terror of the Peaks. It's Urabrask's Terror. I don't feel too bad because they still die, which is good. That's what we're looking for. They have 2 left. That's not super problematic. Oh boy, I think they might want to do something. Maybe taking out Sunken Citadel, perhaps. Cleansing Wildfire. Oh, look. Oh my goodness, I don't play this game enough. It is good to, it's always cool to say something that the opponent will do and then they do it. But, well, you're seeing it, and perhaps some of you guys have tried it before, but we'll just do what we're meant to do, which is kill the opponent in a single turn.
Ruthless aggression.
Ooh, love it. Just done. Super done. Oh, even more so with Regisaur. Extra satisfying. Extra ruthless. Send the egg too. Send a message. That's what you want. But we got some information, very valuable information, I might say. Tear of the Peaks. It's an interesting sort of red mid-range lane destruction, which the lane destruction that the opponents has, it's going to be sent towards me. The vulgar display of power, 100%. You just do the thing. Oftentimes, it might not be quite this deadly, but you're going to get the job done against just about anything when you do that. Even if we didn't have a Tyrranax Rex and, say, Regisaur Alpha, it still would have been quite nice. But Regisaur giving Palani's haste, Palani's giving Regisaur haste, they complement each other, which is very, very nice indeed. If you played Regisaur Alpha, you wouldn't get to attack with it, and that's what I want. Am I scared about this deck again? I have to expect there is more lane destruction coming our way for sure. Hornet Queen, probably not. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Surrak and Goreclaw? Well, I think we could trim that. Yeah. No, I want Surrak and Goreclaw and Fierce Empath. I was thinking Pithing Needle to turn off Field of Ruin, their land that would be destroying Castle Garenbrig or Sunken. Buy us a little bit of time here. Well, that is perfect. Lovely stuff. Lovely that I see Surrak and Goreclaw, which almost got cut for game 2 here. Clifftop Lookout could possibly grab another Sunken when we play it on turn 3. Hopefully getting a Fierce Empath as well. It would be nice to combine Fierce Empath plus the other Clifftop Lookout there. But otherwise, things should be going alright. Nice that they got their turn 2 Cleansing Wildfire to ramp, getting that basic mountain. That is what it's all about. For 1 in a red, they got a basic mountain onto the battlefield, and they drew a card. Oh, okay. Chromatic red Fires of Invention. It's a good invention. They're not dead yet, but they soon might be. With Ghalta, and Surrak and Goreclaw to up the ruthless aggression. If we get a land for the next turn, I have to imagine that's going to be pretty darn close. Any land plus Clifftop, we're going to be making 8 in that scenario. Well, that's Terra plus Terra. Oh, Chandra, not too bad. We're not dead yet. We're still at a very healthy 20. Really? Huh. The -3 from Chandra to deal 4 damage, completely overkill to the Clifftop. I'll take it. They can't play anything else, which is quite nice. They can only attack with that Goblin token there, so we'll see. Either way, it's Clifftop Lookout. Hope for the best. They could do some very painful, wacky things coming up next turn. I'm a little bit scared, but alright. Sunken Citadel. Let's do it. Sunken? Sunken? Oh! Whoa. Whoa is right. If you're not using Clifftop Lookout, use Clifftop Lookout. Again. Oh, Cavalier. Okay. That will be it. That will be it. Lovely aggression from them. Cavalier entered, dealt 6, haste to everybody. Tends to do it. Yeah. Clifftop sometimes almost always grab something that isn't a basic land, putting it on the battlefield. And once in a while, often enough I think, it grabs the Sunken, which is basically the best possible thing that could happen. This deck though is very scary stuff, doing a lot of nasty stuff. Reflection, copying stuff, entering, triggering Terror of the Peaks there as we saw, and we'll just have to hope we could do what we did before. I have to imagine we want haste. This opponent, this deck is very explosive and hasty, so we want to kill him on that turn. Increase the chances of that happening, doing so with Surrak and Goreclaw. Pithing Needle, well, we could name Reflection of Kiki Jiki. We could also name Cavalier of Thorns, turning off its activated ability to give everybody else haste. That actually could save us quite a bit. Leyline of Sanctity could give us hexproof to protect against Terror of the Peaks ability whenever a creature enters, dealing damage to us based on its power, but that might not transpire too much. I'm just gonna keep it the same. We're going first. It's all about that ruthless aggression. It's all about that. Keep. Wow. Okay. That'll about do it. We're looking at 6, 7, or 8 with Clifftop Lookout. Could grab another Sunken, as it did that previous game there. Or we just naturally draw land plus the Clifftop. We really only need to see Ghalta at this point, I would imagine. Might be kicking myself. We have Palani's Hatchet to give everybody haste, so we might not need that Surrak and Goreclaw. Hopefully Tyrranax Rex is going to be fast enough. I have to imagine that's going to be the case. Turn 4 T-Rex. Yeah, let's do it. Hopefully they take out Castle Garenbrig if they do have land destruction. I have another one in my hand, so the opponent feels pretty bad when they do that. Yeah, that's... Oh, well, there's the Ghalta. Sometimes you don't need to play Ghalta, though, to drop everybody. You just drop your opponent with T-Rex. Are they going to do something big and nasty next turn? I don't think so. They might have a big creature. They might be able to completely block Tyrranax Rex. If they do, we wouldn't be able to get them to 10 or so poison counters. That's not gonna do it. No siree. Phew. Some good revenge right there.
You won! You did it!
Oh my goodness. Almost midnight. But we're not done yet. At least one more match, and did start later than I wanted. Man. Okay. You never know what you're gonna get, and it seems like I'm saying that every night since the bans, but tonight again. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Right. Yeah, at least one more. We can do one more. It's Friday. I don't work tomorrow. I'm going to do some sort of work around the house, but you get the idea. Alright, lovely stuff playing. That would be an instant keep if it had 2 lands. I could risk it. Nope, not that. Okay, well, there it is. We'll send Ghalta and T-Rex to the bottom. I think there's a good chance we get to Carnage Tyrant. See what's on top with Commercial District at the very least. Oh, this looks like it might be Azorius Control, which is very nice indeed. I would imagine they're going to counter Sylvan Scrying. I could put Clifftop to the bottom or in my graveyard. I'm just going to hope Sylvan Scrying goes off. I don't think it will, though. I gotta say. Oh! Is this going to be Azorius artifacts? That could be a very real possibility. I believe they can counter it for... Okay, yeah. Azorius artifacts it is. I like this. Okay. Yes, please. Lovely that Sylvan Scrying goes off, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I was a little bit worried. There is, well, speaking of artifact cares, counter spells. Metallic Rebuke, having improvised artifacts can help cast the spell. Each artifact they tap pays for 1. So this could be 1 blue, counter target spell, unless its controller pays 3. We always have to be aware of that, even though this is not a very common deck. Oh, I see what it is. I see what we got going on. It's the Collector's Vault Reenact the Crime Cheat 'em Out deck. I'm pretty sure. Almost certain. If they go off with that particular sort of combo thing, I'll explain it. Okay, yeah. Seems good. Hope they don't have a counter spell. Oh boy. Okay. That's alright. They did what they had to do to stop us. Oh, Paradox Engine. That's not fun. Whenever they cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents they control. Okay, so they're going infinite now. Cast a Mox Amber, untap everybody. Emry puts a Mox Amber, the one that was sacrificed, back into their hand. And infinite. Sadly. Azorius Paradox Engine Artifacts. I guess that's what I'm probably going to be calling it. I mean, I'll wait it out for a little bit here just so you guys can sort of see how it all goes on. But I have to assume I'm 99% sure they have us. It's just painfully slow. Super painful. Yeah, no one's stranger. I jinxed myself when I said every night has been all over the place, hard to plan for anything. Of course, if you were in a tournament setting, the field would be a little more narrowed. I would never sideboard or have any sort of plan for this particular deck. It certainly could get shut down. Something that destroys all artifacts, I have to imagine would be pretty good against this. Or just exiling the graveyard, Leyline of the Void, something like that. There's so many things that would just hose this. Pithing Needle actually might be what I do. Emry, Lurker of the Lock, couldn't be getting the Mox Amber back from the graveyard, recycling, untapping, tapping. That might be nice as well. I just wish it was a little bit faster. It's like nails on a chalkboard. It's worse than nails on a chalkboard. I'm mostly curious what their win condition is. Of course, they have some win condition, but... yeah? It's not much of a win condition. Probably like one big creature, I have to imagine. It is pretty cool that they can make infinite mana, though. Hopefully they find their win condition soon, so I can actually concede. I would like to gain that information. It might, help inform my sideboarding going into game 2. It's like a basically do nothing deck. There's still no big creature that would kill things, nothing with haste. It's just keep playing and replaying and drawing and gaining life. At the very least for Arena, a lot of stuff is taken care of. In paper as well, you can't speed things up, but this would just be not fun in paper. Oh, I tap Emry to do the Mox Amber, and I don't think I would like doing this in paper. I mean, there's something for everybody, and some people do find this sort of thing enjoyable to play. So I'm not knocking it, but I'm not knocking it. Yeah. I mean, they're not in red. Maybe they do have, well, you know what? They might have something that requires red. They do have treasures that can be made with Collector's Vault. That could be it. Eventually, one of these days here. Gotta happen. We'll see something at some point. Oh, they're putting me to sleep. My goodness. I should have a little clip of something. Maybe like a 30-second clip of... that would be kind of funny. For these moments.
Don't push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Jeopardy theme song as well. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Aetherflux Reservoir. Okay. We know what the deal is. We know how they were going to do it. Maybe that was clear to perhaps some other people, but... well, that takes way too long. That is not fun. However, they were gaining life and stuff. Eventually, they would have got to 50 life, and they would have used Aetherflux Reservoir's ability to pay 50 and deal 50 to us. It's a deck with a bunch of counter spells. Unfortunately, it does that funny business, and it can also stop you pretty painfully with Metallic Rebuke here. Something possibly early that we have to be worried about, even if they only have one blue. They still could counter what we're trying to do. Rough. Portable Hole is not a problem because I don't have a non-land permanent with a mana value 2 or less, so that is a dead card. Do I want to stop activated abilities? Pithing Needle? Maybe. Pithing Needle we could name Aetherflux Reservoir, and they wouldn't be able to do that particular win con. If it is their only win con, that could also be the case. I say we go with Pithing Needle. Make the opponent pithed off. Hopefully. And cross our fingers it's not countered. But yeah, if they have one blue up and a bunch of artifacts, I'm gonna have to be wary. I wouldn't exactly like to keep that hand. Commercial District in a forest is not really gonna cut it. That, I would say, is definitely better with Castle Garenbrig for lands. I could be greedy-ish, sending that forest to the bottom. Is it going to help much? Possibly, but I think we have to go fast. Maintain the potential for going fast with Palani's Hatcher there. Oh, lovely stuff. We got the Sunken, and we're well on our way. We're going to be keeping an eye out for Cavern of Souls. I have to grab a Sunken At this point, that's how it has to be. Yeah, maybe I was a little pithed after that match on the inside. I don't always show it, but some matchups and oh my goodness, some situations, they get me riled up, fired up, kind of like drawing a second sunken for the turn. We can make 6 next turn, but we're playing the second sunken, and maybe we just get to smoke them quite nicely. We draw out possibly a counterspell with the Pithing Needle. The opponent's going to be real pithed if they use it on that. Do it. Good. Again, they could have more counterspells in their hand. Oh, you never know. 1 blue, spend some mana. Do it. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. They might have just goofed. I have 2. Spend it. Oh, they killed him. What was I? Oh, man, super pithed. Yeah, that's what it's all about. No, you can't tap out against me when I have potentially a big amount of mana. Big amount of death and destruction. Smoke them. Don't need that forest. And we'll hold the egg back. Ingenious Smith has to block. Just how it is. Okay. I think I like to be, hey, you play the deck you like. It might be painful for me. I don't like to talk too nasty about an opponent's deck. A few I have no sympathy for, but I guess in this case, yes, the opponent deserves it. Good. Phew. I guess technically we did need Pithing Needle, but not for the reason that you guys might have thought. Turning off the activated ability of Aetherflux Reservoir or Collector's Vault. We could turn off the activated ability of Collector's Vault. That's pretty decent. Drawing a card, discarding, creating a treasure, making a bunch of mana. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Keep it the same? Well, I have to think they might still burn it on Pithing Needle, but at the very least they learned their lesson. That's the important thing. Playing around whatever the opponent's doing. If it's something other than aggro. I think that's better. 2 lands, still with the Pithing Needle, but Sylvan Scrying. Very, very nice indeed. I like a Stomping Ground, I do. I still think they'll have a counterspell. They'll be very, very wary, holding up mana more often than they did. So again, we'll try with the Pithing Needle. Maybe draw a counterspell out. That's okay. Good. There we go. That might mean now that Sylvan Scrying is going to resolve, and certainly I want Sylvan Scrying to resolve more than the Pithing Needle. It is kind of nice against a deck that does have counterspells. You can draw that counterspell out where you might not have been able to otherwise. Oh, beautiful. Phew. Love it. That's good. A Sunken Citadel next turn would be... Oh, well, an Archdruid's Charm probably is. We look for an opening now whenever they spend a bunch of mana, Archdruids, and hope we can make something happen. Certainly seems like they have a counterspell forever. They're waiting until we do something. Unfortunately. Pretty sure that's what's it. We'll just wait and wait and wait. I do hope I draw some land for the turn coming. Okay, Aetherflux Reservoir is not fun, I will say. That's good. That's good. Carnage Tyrant, draw out perhaps something from the opponent. Maybe they will tap out now thinking that their counter spells are going to do nothing, when in reality I still have that Archdruids hopefully searching for a Sunken. Oh, no, okay. We're not dead yet. Good. I still think they have a counter spell. See if we draw. Oh, okay, that happened instantaneously. I don't think they do, folks. That Regisaur went off like a flash. And oftentimes that means they don't have anything they could have spent their mana on. They don't have Metallic Rebuke. Good. We possibly gained a little bit of key information right there. Have a lot of mana, which is pretty scary. Good, good. Bounce it. Bounce it. Yes, please. Oh boy. Maybe they portable hold a dinosaur token, which is not super terrible. It's not the end of the world. Okay. I don't mind. They're using up a lot of stuff that they have in their hand, which is, very positive for us. Another land next turn, T-Rex. Oh. We're still going to go with the Pithing Needle to see. Even though I think they don't have it. Okay. Aetherflux Reservoir. Good. Could also take out the Paradox Engine, but at the very least, at the end of the opponent's turn, I know what we're doing. Hopefully. At the very least, Emry, Lurker of the Loch, doesn't have haste, so it can't tap and get an artifact from the graveyard hand. Recycle the Enigma Jewel. Here goes nothing. Whew, okay, I was honestly getting a little bit worried there. But we grab Cavern. Protect everybody. Okay, is Tyrranax Rex going to be enough? 15? I think that might do it.
You have no power here.
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Oh boy. Oh, I think that might be it. They could gain a little bit of life from Aetherflux Reservoir. Twara Soaring City, they can't pay the ward cost. Yes. Oh. Phew. I don't think that was a mistake as well. They saw the ward. They were pretty certain what would happen. It's just the prompt on Arena asks, are you sure you want to target this creature when they have ward? Because oftentimes you don't. You have to pay a ward cost. Justice, 100% known stranger. It was absolute justice. Absolute, usual, ruthless aggression and carnage as well, but I say that was pretty good. Pretty good for a late night stream. A little bit shorter than usual. And fantastic to have a lovely nightcap. No more nightmares, at least for here. Yeah. Okay. Right. Thanks for watching, everybody who is right now, later on, hopefully. Again, your week was good, or at the very least, you had a good time watching this. So, have a good one. Known Stranger, Nichols, Known Stranger and Nichols, and anybody else. Peace. See you next time.
What in the hell just happened? How did he do